So, sort of a bit of a spur of a moment live stream here. I just got banned from a general store because I was talking out loud in a bathroom stall. I was talking out loud, you know, it wasn't like I was making all these weird fucking noises and shit. I was making perfect sense, being totally just honest about things, you know. Got slaves of slaves of slaves of slaves of slaves telling us what to do every single fucking day. I was just addressing these things in a stall because I thought, hey, maybe one person might be able to benefit from hearing this. Apparently, that one person was an employee, and apparently he had a pretty sour view of my opinions. Well, I guess we just found ourselves a Hades pawn to fucking throw off the planet. But I don't want to go to jail for the rest of my life. You got a problem with people calling out slavery and mass enslavement and manipulation of mind so as to allow this manifestation to occur? Well, I guess you're just the exact fucking problem. But I sound crazy, don't I? I sound so crazy. This is so unorthodox. Let's get him out of here. I'm a born-again Christian. Can't have this. No, thanks, fascism. I'm good. But, of course, fascism's going to get its way. It's gonna ban me from the fucking store while I argue him throwing me out of the store. Because, when he said, I get out of the stall, he's like, I forget what he said at first, but he ended up asking me if I was okay in the head, basically. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm great in the head. And he's like, ooh, I totally forget what he said. I always forget the most important parts, but it wasn't in his favor, that's for sure. And I was like, dude, you are just fucking retarded, man. Literally said that. And he was like, instantly, he was like, you know what, man, you can leave. You can get out of here. You can leave, dude. I was like, bro, you've realized what you just brought into the scene here, right? You brought in, first of all, censorship. Don't speak your mind. Don't speak your mind. You're not allowed to speak your mind. Certainly not when in a bathroom stall, because that's just crazy. Censorship. Start with that, and then discrediting my sanity, my mental health, and the things that I speak for. You can't get alongside of this, dude? You can't get alongside the fact that someone's trying to fight for everyone's freedom? Well, I guess you must be one of the literal Agent Smiths who are enforcing the enslavement of this world through your ideas, your opinions, the things you speak for, the things you speak against, the things you want to delete out of being spoken. It's not my fault you can't handle these things. It's not my fault you're such a bitch that you can't handle these things. That's your fault. It's your fault that you're such a bitch that you can't handle such obvious truths, that you have to have founded your life in such opposition to these truths. I wonder what you stand on. Oh, you stand on a phone call to the cops, don't you? That was your plan A from the beginning, wasn't it? And I guarantee you, he's been trying to get this to manifest. He found out it was me, and then it was like, it just became impossible. Because, see, the thing is, the reason my life sucks so much is because every single fucking idiot one of you guys gets jealous of me when it's me and you near a woman, or in the situation of other women, because all their standards get raised through the roof for you, don't they? But yeah, they're all still around me. They all still like me. Sorry about that. It's really, I'm not trying to steal them away from you. It's just kind of a natural occurrence of what happens when you lead your life in such an epic route that you're serving God practically at all times. Serving God of all things. It's just what happens. Women just can't help but fall for you, even if they have a husband. You know, I hope they don't. I hope their relationship is strong enough, because that man is actually that good of a person. But it's probably just not so, because you're all just a bunch of selfish pieces of shit only. And that's why this fascism is so widespread. Simultaneously also why schizophrenia is so widespread. And simultaneously why synthetics are so fucking widespread. They're all part of the same exact thing. Just nonsense to further us into greater nonsense. I'm fucking royally pissed off. You motherfucking employees think you get to do whatever you want and no repercussions. All you people think you get to do whatever you want, no repercussions, because the police exist, huh? Because the police exist, someone with nothing to lose wouldn't appropriately fucking respond to the shit I'm putting in their face. He smeared shit all in your face, and then he's just waiting for you to throw a punch so you can run away and call the fucking cops on you. Sounds like entrapment. Sounds like a jealous fucking Hades pawn. What a surprise. Another Hades pawn. What a fucking surprise. 2022. What a fucking surprise. It's not like every single one of you now is goddamn Agent Smith. All these fucking vaccinations and brews you keep letting them force into you. Your skin is a barrier for a reason, you brain-dead fucking lab rats. Your skin is intact as a shield against viruses and the like, for a reason. Certainly not so that a bunch of people could stick a bunch of needles into your fucking arm and either take blood to abuse partially or put things in to fuck you up. See, the thing is, that you guys are so stupid and foolish about, you all think that another human could create something from the bottom up which would totally, completely, and safely cure you entirely of whatever it is you want to be cured of. But that is the biggest load of bullshit possible. You see, because the true essence of good physical health is good psychological health. You people get sick because you need and want to be sick. You want to be sick so that you can get a few days away from your lifetime slave position. I understand. I get it. All of us want that. And so we gotta see, it's another factor pointing towards the fact that all this slavery, all this job servant bullshit, inflation and tax on the tax on the tax, so you don't make anything, plus rent, which shouldn't need to be an expense, because we should be able to be, let's say someone builds their house, builds a home. Do they deserve that home? Do they deserve the home if they built it? Of fucking course they do. However long they want to stay in the area, and now gets, a shelter as well. Then they can go to another area whenever they want, instead of 30 years later after, spending the whole time ignoring the situation of everything in order to uphold shelter in the same spot, the same geo fucking spot, for the last 30 fucking years. And, all under this thing where they didn't know any better, and we keep hiding those exact answers from each other because we're all just that selfish that we need to throw chains on people in order to keep them around. And of course, I mean spiritual chains. See, because that's a fucking thing, you brain dead bunch of fucking slave lab rats. Spiritual chains. All you guys, all you selfish fucks, the main reason you're so a bunch of selfish fucks, and probably permanently will be, is because the only way you know how to get a woman, the only way you can get people to stick around you is if you disempower them and throw chains on them in order to get them to stick around. See, me, on the other hand, what I do, I take off your chains in order to be able to appreciate you more than I already do. But you guys have to put on chains in order to appreciate them at all. You gotta literally gaslight them, remove their perspective, and not deal with it. Pretend like you're fucking having a relationship at all. Pretend like their feelings don't show. And if they ever did, they were wrong. You're not supposed to feel like this. I'm special. See, because I got all this muscle on my body. See, and that's why I'm super special. Can't you be happy with me? I may piss you off every time I open my mouth, but that doesn't matter as long as we have good sex, right? What about someone who never pisses you off when he speaks, who never seems like a loser when he fucking speaks, who never does something ignorant, never, and always instead does the exact perfect right thing that fits right into the slots that you can only just end up taking for granted because it's so smooth, you finally just like don't have to like do bullshit or deal with bullshit so smooth, and then it's just over and gone. You're just like, where did that heaven go? Just I picked up and left. I don't even know why I left. Stop taking shit, and the only good shit you'll ever get, and the best shit you'll ever get on this planet, for granted. Stop taking it for granted. Stop just letting it sail away. If you care about it, women, you, the butterflies, if you care about it, stick around it. I don't know, don't let your demons make you sail off at some point. Hey, I finally feel free and relieved of everything. I'm gonna go get laid by the next douchebag I meet, mile up the fucking road. Because they'll be so free and de-chained then, it'll be impossible not to attract mates. Well, to attract perverts, anyways. Selfish, fuck. Attract attention. There's been a serious new wave, I'm sure some of you have noticed. Back to my original fucking rants. That, people have turned into such a bunch of bitches, individually, collectively, that whenever they as an employee they as an employee at their slave position, employee-slave position, you know, you bring up a good point, they throw it in the trash can, pretend it didn't happen, and, you know, tell you to leave. Get out of here. Get out of here. This is private property. So you see, and I'm a manager. So you see, if I have a problem with you, the world has a problem with you. The company has a problem. I guess that's why I stopped being a slave 5 fucking years ago. People allowing themselves to have the right and audacity to try to tell me what the fuck to do and not to do. I can't speak my mind to the population? I guess I'll go somewhere else and do that in order to not have you call the fucking cops on me and get me in trouble for speaking my mind as you tell them every piece of bias you have, which caused you to be the fucking fascist little bitch fucking idiot you were. Hey, someone agrees with your bias? What a card. Hey, someone agrees with your bias? No way. No way, you're telling me they agreed with your bias? Are you serious? There is just not a chance. See, the only fucking possibility of passing on your bias to someone else is that they're gonna agree with that bias. Because that bias makes sense of itself, but it doesn't relate to what actually fucking happened. Hey, my bias is this, so I felt insulted. Well, of course you did. You're dumb enough to think like that. Whoever you tell that to, they're gonna think that too. And you're just gonna be like talking over me the whole time I'm telling them that's bullshit, that's not what happened. He's like, oh, okay. And so when I was being all nice and being super nice and polite and being like, dude, you sound crazy, you're talking to yourself in the bathroom. He was being like, man, he had such a problem, see, and he got really aggressive, really verbally aggressive. Verbally aggressive, huh? You mean I was annoyed, so I was like, the hell's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with me speaking my mind? You know, that little small upping of one's energy because they got slightly pissed off at the fact that someone had a problem with them speaking their mind in a goddamn bathroom stall. If I was talking about whores and getting laid and playboys, I could understand. But if only I had been talking about that, you wouldn't have had a problem, would you? Because then I would be promoting the agenda that you want, being the furthering of the patriarchy and the status quo. Hence why I've been banned from every single every single parking lot I've ever played music in. Because I played Rage Against the Machine. Playing Rage Against the Machine in America, in any street corner, is a big no-no to all these little bitch lab rat fucking slaves. Of course it is. It's a problem, but that's not going to stop me from doing it, you see. That's not going to stop me from doing it. What the hell's wrong with you, man? You're going to stop me from doing it because you have a fucking little fascist censorship problem, you fucking little bitch? I'm fighting for rights that you forgot exist. I'm fighting for rights that you forgot exist, you bunch of fucking slaves. And you got a problem with me, huh? You got a problem with me and not the dude who plays the rap song and everyone's like, hey, let's think about sex now, everyone. Hey. Hey, this is what I want. Oh, wait, I hope no one saw that. Because then I'll throw away my chance of getting laid tonight. Maybe. I don't know, maybe I'll turn someone on. Hey, did anyone see that? What leads you on? Selfishness, stupidity, fucking kill yourself, but you'd never consider that, so that is your lead. That's how you guys are winning. It's because somehow, despite everything, you would never consider killing yourself. Despite everything. Despite how much of a loser you are, despite how much of a slave you are, despite how much you serve Hades, Satan, how much you fucking go beyond yourself to be selfish. How you learn patience to be selfish. How you deal with being a slave your whole life by putting a carrot in front of your face and waiting on the carrot, aka Friday night, Saturday night, Sabbath day, to be, selfishly drinking alcohol, forcing alcohol down women, and picking up whoever is the most drunk, because then they would have the least ability to recognize they shouldn't do anything with your stupid fucking selfish retarded fucking ass. Certain things you're not allowed to say anymore, guys. Fascism cracking down. Think you can delete me from calling a pedophile a fucking idiot? Well, I'm gonna call all of you motherfuckers idiots now. You think the world shouldn't be allowed to see someone else calling someone a pedophile an idiot? Well, I guess pedophiles rule the fucking country. Hey, 1 and 1 equals 2. 1 and 1 equals 2. It could also equal 3 and all the way to infinity if you go into supreme mathematics. I forget the hell I was talking about now. Pedophiles. Yeah. Pedophiles clearly rule the country if all this shit's happening. Remember back in the day, you probably might have been part of a similar generation. Back in like first grade when we wrote those love letters to the fucking president. George Bush, how I appreciate, support what I have no clue about what the fuck you're doing. I love you, Prezi. Prezi, you're my best friend ever. And then, see who's bent for this bullshit in first grade, and then plan their lives out accordingly. And you want to try to pretend like pedophiles don't rule the fucking country? Why is all this censorship fucking happening? We're not allowed to speak our minds anymore? We're not allowed to call someone a fucking idiot for being a fucking pedophile? Should I kill them instead? What is the solution? Oh no, I should let them be. I should be Jesus and let them carry on raping children, poisoning children, manipulating children, being selfish as an example around children, getting blushy and all weird as fuck whenever a girl who's like 10 years old with fucking yoga pants walks in as the 80-year-old hold my dentures ass pedophile they fucking are. I can't call him an idiot. I can't do anything because that might be an elite. So if, we got to make sure the population as a whole has no intention of interfering with our day-to-day lives of being pedophiles staring at children. Can't happen. If it did, I would be proven as the little bitch I am. Can't have that. Might even get in trouble. Can't be in trouble, Dad. You get mad at me again for having to fucking bend the law again to save my fucking ass. Hey, the law is super good at keeping evil people alive. The law is so good at keeping evil people alive. Certainly, you know, relative to us good people, certainly good at keeping our asses in fucking line. Down fascism fucking lane, down world destruction lane, down destruction of individuals' consciousness and capabilities lane. I don't know why I'm calling all of you brain dead lab rats every fucking 5 fucking seconds. You're all brain dead lab rats, and I call you all brain dead lab rats every 5 seconds because you've put a diaper on your face for the last 3 years straight. Let's start with that. Diaper on your face 3 years straight. Hey, you ever worn a blanket over your head for one night? One night of a blanket over your head, you've realized in the morning, hopefully, how stupid of a fucking decision that was? Just one night. That's an 8-hour span, aka a work day, a single work day, and it's been about 2 3/4 years now of just put a diaper on your face for potentially literally the whole day straight, because when is it safe to take that fucking thing off, you brain dead, fear-filled little maggot fascist little fucking idiot? When is it right to take that thing off that a pedophile tells you need to put on? Huh? Who voted on this stuff? Nobody. Why did they close nature? To enforce the mask mandate. Why did they close nature? Can anyone think of one reason why they ever would have closed nature at the beginning of the coronavirus? One good reason why they might have closed nature at the beginning of the coronavirus. One good reason at all. Anyone? I didn't think so. And so, when they closed nature at the beginning of the coronavirus, we should have all realized right then that this is bullshit. But we're all just too willing and ready to just be pampered and treated as children because we've all spent our lives learning how to want rulers of our lives, aka non-anarchy, aka anarchy means you don't want rulers. That's what being an anarchist is. It means you don't want nor need. You don't want or need rulers. But all of you guys want and need rulers. Who's my favorite zoo master this time? It's got to be 5G. They had a pretty good campaign these last couple of years. Must have spent millions on that advertisement campaign and, you know, billions on the free 5G phones that they gave out the whole time. When did they ever make $1 off one of those free phones? Never. How did they do it? Oh, they must be such good people that they would be willing to give us all for free. And even potentially give us $500 to $1,000 for signing up. Say, the only magical fucking reason that would happen is if someone was funding the destruction of consciousness. Someone paid T-Mobile and AT&T billions, maybe $1 trillion to give these phones out with incentives for free, $1,000 free. When, you know, how much did they spend getting people fired to set up those 5G towers? A lot. How much did they spend on making these new line of phones? A lot. How much did they spend researching the technology that might fuck with our minds and bodies the best possible way? A lot. Microwave and gamma rays, hey, I feel pretty good. You know, just a microwave gamma ray oven landscape that, you know, the Nazis burned the fucking Jews in, but, you know, it's now just the whole fucking landscape. And as they melt away our capabilities of mind and health of our body, aka, you know, the health of the body determines the access points of one's consciousness. The healthier the body, the more consciousness light flow that comes through you. And it's not just your traditional sense of health, sickness or not, but also darkness built up in the body from lack of motion, buildup of ego, so you're no longer free enough to get that shit out of your fucking body. You're no longer free enough to be in motion all the time, being happy or just in motion all the time. And that seriously negatively affects one's capability of mind. And after experiencing one's downward, after experiencing one's lack of capability of mind, one reduces and drops their standards and inhibitions as they become more desperate. And that's exactly what the pedophiles who rule this country need. And the rich pedophiles, certainly, because we're probably starting to have some trouble convincing women to have sex with them for money. And then they started taking insults straight to the ego, straight to the heart, against themselves. And so they got pissed off. And so 5G and diaper on the face for 3 years straight. Call it safety. Try to get everyone to get anyone else to do it. And if they don't, leave them in the dust, because we need as much division as possible as we conquer this stupid fucking foolish ass population further, because we're all already fucking in their cages. We've already sold our own children to them. We ourselves were sold to this system, yet somehow we come around to appreciate it and then sell our children to it. At what point did you start appreciating this stupid fucking society? Was it when you got what you wanted? So when you finally got what you wanted, being the fucking right to a home which was stolen from us as the citizens of the land of this country? And we got a beach curfew. You can't be in the beach parking lot at 11 p.m., eh? Why not? Who made that retarded fucking rule that applies to every citizen in the country? Who made that retarded rule? I can't be in the beach parking lot at 11, smoking a nice fucking blunt and chilling the fuck out while the waves, bring nature back into my senses? Oh. I guess we should also close nature for no reason at all, unless you can somehow, comment reason. If anyone has a legitimate sounding reason why they might have closed nature, and then, just to dissuade any stupid comments from occurring, let me explain why it's so stupid. And dissuade you from the one thing you're probably going to say, being that somehow, us being out in nature would make us too lackadaisically around each other. Oh, we're in nature. Oh, here comes someone. Everyone put on your goddamn fucking wetsuits and fucking headgear, gas mask, fucking shit. Put it all on. We're in nature. It's clearly going to be blowing our way because the wind is not clean in nature, nor is the wind on my side in nature. I've learned this. See, you're all insane. Let me just say that. Start there. You're all fucking insane. Nature is the safest place. I don't care if you're passing someone on the pathway or not. Nature always was the safest place. And the only area where a problem fucking resides is in your own goddamn schizophrenic fucking brain. the only area where a problem resides, because see, if you weren't so problematic in the head, you would have already found God, and you would have already recognized that God is the source of health, not fear. God is the source of safety, not fear. In fact, fear will have you deluding yourself schizophrenically about the molecules of air, as if you could ever know where, oh, someone coughed and he was that way, and it's the wind's going fucking, close enough that way, and so I should lower my breathing. I shouldn't breathe so much, and I should get away, and I should tell him to put a mask on because it's disrespectful. And I'm not retarded, and and you need to listen to me if you're ever gonna have a chance at the world. See, because they feel, all of them, they feel exactly as I do, and you're a disgrace and disrespectful for not putting 3 diapers on your face every morning after washing your mouth out with anti-corona juice. You are a disease. Whether or not you have the disease, you're a disease to me. And I'm able to assume these things because I'm super genius. Whether or not you're sick, you're a disease. See, because I'm so schizophrenic that I get to paint all these delusions into reality and to amass a collective fucking whole fucking thing where everyone's doing the same stupid thing with their mind and enforcing that everyone else do the same stupid thing with their mind. And what is that stupid thing? It's falling for fear, which is the stupidest fucking thing one can possibly fucking do. Never was the answer. Oh, you want to talk about the bear in the woods scenario? Wasn't the fear that saved you, you little maggot. Fear would have had you sitting there waiting to be eaten. It was the adrenaline and higher forces that fucking saved you, which are and act upon a totally different state of mind. Adrenaline, totally different state of mind. You're not a bitch when you're on adrenaline. You're finally badass when you're on adrenaline. It's like, oh, get going. But fear, oh god, it's a bear. I don't have a chance. It's gonna eat everything. It's gonna take it all away. Oh, it's so scary. I can't. It's the only chance is if I go. It's different, see? And group all these things together to pretend like you have any understanding of anything. Compressing things does not allow understanding, you bunch of materialistic ass fucking idiots. Compressing things just allows you to be able to talk at speed without putting in any fucking effort to anything ever. Real easy to keep the conversation going when you're talking about fucking absolutely nothing. And lies. In the end, fucking lies. Based in fucking just your inability to actually find the truth of the situation. Lacking the intelligence to do so. And intelligence is not something we should all be intentionally tampering with. You guys only drink alcohol because you fucking find it helps you be social. Helps you be more a little bit wily on Friday night. I smoke weed. Instead, I smoke spliffs, actually. Weed and tobacco. Because it helps me find higher truths that need spreading to the fucking world. There's a huge, it's like polar opposite difference between alcohol and weed, and then, you know, it's just so self-evidently portraying, you know, the fact that you guys prefer alcohol just means that you're just so fucking weak and stupid and foolish and incapable now that, you know, not only do you need this in order to, like, be relevant to your friends anymore, but, you know, weed being the truth route, this stuff being lies route, it's just also self-evidently portraying how you guys are a bunch of fucking selfish idiots. If weed's the truth route, why wouldn't you choose it? You need assimilation. You need, it's what you guys seem to need. You need assimilation. Like, it's what your ultimate goal is further assimilation. And that's why you veer from weed, because it doesn't necessarily help you be better at being sociable and likable. And that being your guys' ultimate goal, being sociable and likable to anyone and everyone, no matter if they're a piece of shit or just a dickhead. Let's just segue into this. Just like Twitch streamers, TikTok ass, you know, sluts. All these people, all these women, they're doing this, you know, in the end, it's probably just for money. And they can't find another way that attracts so much money. But, you know, the second thing, it's like, every single one of those viewers is a selfish piece of shit. You're never going to have a single viewer who's there feeling what you want your crowd to feel, so that they'll donate and shit, and, you know, you'll be able to have your ego little moments. There isn't going to be one good person in that audience doing something that will benefit your soul. It's all just going to be selfish pieces of shit being tempted to reaching into their pants or not. Or already having done so, actually. Not. It's either their hands in their pants or it's almost in their pants. Is that what you want your legacy of life to be founded upon, built by? Is that what you want your fucking life to be? Imagine what you truly want beyond all your hate for everything. I love noise. Beyond all your hate for everything and yourself, what you truly want is a man who actually knows how to respect you. Yeah, it's rare as fuck, 1 in a trillion. Don't plan on multiple husbands if you plan on finding one of these motherfuckers. Just stop being with a partner or multiple partners your entire fucking life of not the right one, he's a loser, he's a douchebag, he's a loser. His confidence was founded in fucking alcohol and brain damage. He's a loser. Best key guiding point, that is, what is the reason for their confidence? What is the reason for their confidence? If you can pinpoint the reason for their confidence, you can get them the fuck out of your life instantaneously, as you should, or you can know that this person who you might be like slightly afraid of or whatever, you can know that they are for you not in the sense that they're meant to be your boyfriend, but that they are, that they actually care about you on a real level. And reason for my confidence, let's just say this, a reason for my confidence is I seek God my whole life, and I seek the truth and seek to give out the truth to all freely, to de-chain them in order to have them find their truest power, so that they can make the truest choice to themselves as to what they want to do, as to what they want. And it's funny how they all end up choosing something other than me. But I guess I just look too much like Jesus, and they can't think of having sex with Jesus, and so see you later. Sex is way too much a part of your guys' idea of things. There's way too much a force for things. Should be practical. Sex should basically be practically irrelevant entirely to a relationship. It's not about the intimacy. It's not about anything like that. It's about this adventure that you're now sharing together. You were both lost before without each other, right? And now you're found, right? And perhaps you weren't lost beforehand. Perhaps you were both found, and now you are founded in God. What are you gonna do with it? You're gonna cheat on the motherfucker, right? Because some random elite pedophile rapist came by wanting to fuck you. I was in the bathroom. Came by. Oh, elbow on the bar table. Hey, you're pretty hot. You're kind of cute. So the man you were with before, he's a loser. Didn't you notice? Wow. Why are you with him? Well, what do you mean? Wow, didn't you see? Like, he's doing that thing. That means this. That's what I read online one time. Are you serious? That means that? Oh my god. He is a loser. Alright, take me away. Poison. You allow yourself to be poisoned against what you should have right here, being known that isn't. What is and isn't. You know it. What is cool, what is losery. Does he actually do that, and why? And you guys seem to be so schizophrenic that you can't really understand why someone does something ever. You're like too banking on them to keep the social whatever nonsense going, that you don't realize that it's like, shit. Never mind. I totally lost that thought. Fuck it. Thoughts don't need me to complete them. They need a brain to complete them, and everyone has a brain. And so when you give people the benefit of the doubt, instead of trying to throw a stone and attack the person for not having been able to remember what he was talking about and finish what he was speaking of, that maybe you could finish what I'm speaking for me. Maybe it doesn't have to be rob what could be in order to rise yourself up, pretend like you're that much taller now because you're able to attack, an open gift. This is straight up gifts here, people. What, you get an incomplete gift and you're just gonna throw it in the trash can? If I don't finish the thought, finish it for me. Why can't you? Like, if I forget what I'm talking about, do you remember at all what I'm talking about? Seems to be whenever I forget what I'm talking about, the other person that I'm talking to also either forgot or just exposes that they have no fucking idea what the hell I'm talking about at all. It's like blowing my mind every letter of what he's speaking in word, in tone. I certainly understand idolization, though. Idolization, as Eisen says, truly is the furthest state from understanding. See, because you've distanced yourself to the other side of the universe from that person and those capabilities which you could also have. And your idea that you can't do this either is literally just the fact that currently you're not doing it and you're not the one doing it. You're just looking over at someone else doing it and you can relax and be like, hi, you can do it for me and this is pretty cool. And then, you know, you speak of something that blows your mind, and then you're like, how did he do that? Where did that thought, how did he form that thought that was so original? And you can do those things all the time too. You can have those random specific examples that you bring up that are more powerful to other people than they are to you. You can do that too. Let's see, because it's sort of like when you're finally at that state where you could be a famous person, you could be in the same friend group. People could be in a friend group of Brad Pitt, Keanu Reeves, and fucking all these people who live by the truth. God, I totally lost it. But you distance yourself from yourself and the idea that you can't. Why can't you? What's it gonna take? What is true appreciation of another's glorious shine? Is it being so wowed that you just whoosh, or is it like a furthering of thought process of understanding, digesting things, experiencing new things, and having greater collective relations based in feeling more relatable to other people, that they're speaking a truth that you like hearing, that you can relate to. And you can do that too. You just got to be able to know those same things. Everyone's caught in not knowing now because you're all so confused by fear and lies. Like putting a diaper on that putting a diaper on your face for 3 years straight or indefinitely will be safety, when in fact in just the first 5 minutes of wearing that mask, 5 to 10 minutes is all it takes for your blood to start going toxic, and then it gets worse and worse and worse over time, and your organs start to fail, and you know, do that for 2.5 years, and you've guaranteed yourself at least half of your lifespan will be cut off. But call that safety, and force that everyone else does it, you know, be a psychotic bitch otherwise. Man, I'm gonna rip all over them on social media, complain about how everything that they spoke, so that I make sure that nobody feels good for speaking things like that ever in the future. So when the collective agrees with this opinion, we'll throw those people off the planet. Those truth speakers, how dare they? The truth isn't that bad. No, it's horrible. The truth of the situation is fucking horrible. It's worse than a nightmare because it's real. See, it is a nightmare. Horrible, horrible, fucking horrible nightmare. The truth of the situation and our day-to-day lives. Being compromised into being a little bunch of bitches so that we never speak our mind or stand up for what, you know, is dignity, standing up for our own dignity. Like, how could you care about yourself? How could you care about anything for yourself, your own benefit, your own greater future, if you don't care about your own dignity? How could you keep yourself away from becoming a little shit if you don't care about your own dignity? What would be one's reason for self-disciplining if one doesn't care about one's own dignity? How could someone find power if they don't care about their own dignity? They don't care about the rights that were stolen from before we were born by shitbags who now control the whole fucking world. How many countries is 5G in now? About 210? Thanks for the extra microwave and gamma rays across the landscape. It's a good thing it's only as much damage as the sun's damage. If these things were to be doing any damage to us, it would only be as much as the sun's damage. Expert head scientist lead opinion that needed to be spread around the fucking planet during, you know, the time where shit like this was being questioned on a greater scale than usual. Microwave gamma rays. First of all, we should be not exposing ourselves to microwaves ever. You want to prove me wrong? Stick yourself in a microwave for a minute. Tell me how it ends up. And that's only a minute. And see, we now have a whole landscape covered in microwaves. And if only I knew what gamma rays normally felt like, I might be able to, like, speak on this. But, hopefully I just turn into the Hulk and, start laying you motherfuckers out. Same damage as the sun's damage, eh? You guys know how compressed one has to be to form a conclusion like that? It would be totally safe because it would be just about the same damage as the sun's damage. That's so horrible, that's scary, okay? The same damage as the sun's damage, but only through microwaves and gamma rays. That's horrible. Even if it's only doubling down, that's still fucking horrible because microwaves are so destructive to life forms. And gamma rays, who the fuck even fucking knows? I mean, the whole story of Hulk was based on someone being exposed to extraordinary amounts of gamma rays. And what? We should all want that too? We should all, we pretend like we're gonna actually turn into the fucking Hulk? No, we're gonna turn into an incapable molten mess. Might as well be a goddamn fucking nuclear fallout fucking World War survivor Because when all that nuclear fallout covers the whole planet and fucks us up for the next 40 to 100 years, everything is going to start over. All of history is going to start over. Inside our minds is going to be why bother ever at that point? Bother because God is so forgiving and powerful that he can fix this over time, over generations. He can fix it. It'll come back. And perhaps we just were meant to destroy ourselves, but we don't have to. That's for sure. We don't have to destroy ourselves, everyone. We don't have to. But I know it's practically the fail-safe at this point. I want to put this disease in. I want to put the disease of the goddamn assimilated modern human race into space. That'd be fucking destructive. I wonder how many of our tax dollars have been stolen to panspermia, the fucking elite's goddamn fucking jizz across the fucking goddamn sky. Wonder how many of those missions have been undergone while we fucking have no clue and just give our government practically our entire paychecks and pretend to have a fucking living at all. Like, not only did you spend all that time getting paid way less than should be, you spent that time, those days, those years gone, and then you get taxed, let's say, just about 75% at least of that on the paycheck, on the items, in the middle of the year, and then inflation, and then there was like some other fucking thing I can't remember ever. But you already lost the time. That should be, the time itself should be your right for shelter, at least. You're spending those 40 hours a week, 80 hours a week, 100 hours a week, 50 hours a week, being a slave, 8 hours of the day, most of the day gone to being a slave. That right there should have earned you the right to have a home. But then we got to pay for the home instead. And then we get taxed, and we get, we can't grow food anymore unless we own the land. And if we own the land, we also need a house on the land, so that takes up most of the land unless you got ridiculous amounts of money, which, you're just a lucky fuck if you do. Or just that selfish of a fuck. And it's just all promoting this negative fucking trends. It all just promotes negative trends. And for some reason, it's the only way things should be. Because it's the only way things have been for recorded history. See, money was a thing for a long time. So we should tax you. We should misspend your tax dollars on bullshit. We should misspend your tax dollars on attacking the homeless. We should misspend your tax dollars on space missions to try to colonize other planets for when we destroy this one, to justify destroying this one and never repenting. I'm just gonna make sure my phone hasn't been turned off. Battery temperature too high. Alright, my battery temperature is too high. I'm just gonna end it here. God bless, and stop letting them bitch you around. Stop letting them fucking toss you around unto becoming one of them. Because you will become one of them if you let them bitch you around too much and use false power to do so. Real power explains itself. Real power explains itself. There's no, oh, I have a management position. Oh, this is private land. Oh, you spent $500 on groceries here within the last 2 months, but now we don't want you here because you're low on EBT stamps. And certainly we don't want you here because you keep raising the standards and inhibitions of the women around you. And we can't have that because we're already so desperate. We've been, you know, yeah, I know you guys are fucking desperate. Clearly, you guys are all seriously fucking desperate. The way you all behave and the way you all act and the way you all gaslight the truth, and try to cover up the truth and smother up the truth and delete the fucking truth, delete words that were spoken. You try to delete words that were fucking spoken, man. You're a fucking loser, and I should be able to call you a loser without you using your goddamn management position to try to prove fucking otherwise. Oh, you can kick me out of here, and that's why you're not a loser? Good job not making sense again. See you fuck later, motherfuckers.